Trade. Vice President Mike Pence hosting Mexican leaders at the White House today, just days before a 5% tariff on Mexican imports is set to take effect. Here's Senator Lindsey Graham on Fox News at night saying the flow of illegal immigrants at the border must be stopped.
As long as you can claim asylum in the United States and never be deported after you make the claim, they will come forever. We're on track to have 1 million people come over this fiscal year. We've doubled in 2019 the problem we had in 2018. So Senator Schumer and my Democratic colleagues are fixated on President Trump. It's Mexico and the Congress that needs to up their game.
Tori Whiting is a trade economist at the Heritage Foundation, and she joins us now. Tori, you just heard from Senator Graham. Of course, he has a plan to stem the crisis at the border, and part of that plan is having these asylum seekers apply for asylum in their home country, not at the border. But either way, we need and want Mexico to do more. Are tariffs the way to do that?
Absolutely not, Lauren. And I think first and foremost, we need to acknowledge that Senator Graham is partially right that we do have a crisis with immigration. But what he fails to point out is that it's Congress who has failed to do their job in fixing our broken immigration system by reforming asylum and enforcing our laws on the books. And so we need to get back to doing those things and not punishing our allies and punishing the American people with taxes.
What can Mexico say as they meet, as their leaders meet with the Vice President and the Secretary of State today? What can Mexico say to perhaps make the president say, okay, you know what, maybe we're not going to do the 5% and the escalating tariff? That 5% starts on Monday.
The U.S. and the Mexican economy are inextricably linked because of NAFTA and what will eventually become the USMCA, most likely. And that is without a doubt, you cannot ignore that relationship. And so I would imagine that the Mexican delegation is coming to the White House saying, our economies are linked. If you do this, your people will be hurt and we will retaliate. And I would not doubt that Mexico will ensure that retaliation will be as painful as possible for the American people.
Who has the president's ear in Congress right now, Tori? Because what if there is this rebellion among many House and Senate Republicans and they try to stop these tariffs from going into effect?
I mean, Senator McConnell came out and said that, you know, they have the votes for a resolution to make these tariffs not happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go forward for them to move forward as well.
Yeah, but then the president could veto that and override that, right?
But it sounds like they have a veto-proof majority in the House and the Senate, so we'll see.
All right, Tori Whiting, thank you very much.
Thank you, Lauren.